All right, good morning, everyone. It is a nice chilly morning here in San Antonio. It is a whopping 32 degrees. So the other day, I already went through, washed, deconned, and polished my vehicle for a new coating. Now we are on to the next step, and this is a very important step. This is the panel prep. And what you want to do when you're panel prepping your vehicle for your new coating is you want to wear gloves. That way, any of your body oils on your hands are not getting on the surface, and that can negatively affect the bonding of your new coating. So I have two towels here. I have two different color towels just so you don't get confused on which one to use. And another cold weather tip for doing detailing: nice hot cup of coffee. So what you're going to do is you're going to put about 5 sprays or so. You're going to want to load up your first towel with the panel prep pretty well. You're going to wipe over the surface, and then before it has the chance to evaporate off or dissipate off, you're going to want to go through with your second towel and pick up any of the polishing oils and anything else that is remaining. Now, you also want to take your time with this step as well. Make sure you're getting everywhere. So what we're going to be doing today is paint, trim, the front windshield, the door jambs, and the wheels. So let's get into it, switch the camera around, and get started. All right, so as previously stated, you're going to want to load up your towel pretty well. I hope the camera can see this. Do some good sprays. Now, with most products, you don't want to use too much and be wasteful. But I would say with the panel prep, that's one of the products that it's okay to use a little bit more on. And what I'm going to do is make it a little bit easier on myself. I'm going to start in the middle of the hood and then work out. So we'll show you the hood. We'll switch to a time lapse for the rest. So we'll start up here, do about half of this section, and then come in with your final towel, or towel number 2. And also, you are not using any pressure. Just guide it along the surface and do a good job wiping it down. And whenever you feel that you need more panel prep, when you don't see it going on the surface anymore, add a couple of sprays. You don't want to skimp on this step, because this is the final cleansing process on the clear coat to make sure that you have a nice clean surface for your coating to bond to. So we'll go here. I like to box in an area and then just work it. Take your time. Don't rush. Trying to get the paint squeaky clean. Grab the headlight right here. Then we'll get the wiper blade arms. The trim here, or the windshield cowl. There. Let's see. We'll add a couple more sprays for good measure. Go over the front fender. Get down here because we're here, and why not? Now, once you do the panel prep stage, you want to make sure not to touch the vehicle with bare hands, because then you're going to be putting the oils, or you're going to be putting oils back on that you just went through to try and remove. And you don't want that, because then you're undoing all the work you did. There we go. It's like a rocket ship. Now, another tip that I have, and it's just like washing your vehicle, start from top to bottom. So just the way I like to do it, mainly for, recording purposes, I'll do hood, do the whole front end, glass, move to the roof, do the back glass, and then move to the side parts, just so you're reducing and lessening how much that you have to lean over the vehicle. Because obviously, anytime you're leaning over the vehicle, you are risking potentially marring or scratching the surface. So that is just the way that I like to do it, so it lessens how much I'm going over the surface and having to lean over stuff unnecessarily. Because I don't want to do that, because you already put in however many hours of paint correction, and why undo it? All right, so let's switch over to a time lapse so you don't have to watch 30 minutes or so of me walking around and panel prepping a vehicle. All right, everyone. We are finished with the panel prep stage. So what you're gonna need to finish up your coating job is a short nap leveling towel, a fluffy buffing towel, your choice of applicator. Today, I'll be using the foam applicator from DIY because I'm going to be applying the 8-3 stack. I got the 3-year inside the house. So one important step with all coatings, you want to shake them up really good. Make sure that all the chemicals and the materials inside are properly mixed up. So that way it is coming out of the bottle the way the manufacturer intended. So I'm going to call this shaken enough. So we'll switch over to the panel and let's get this started. All right, so we got the bottle very well shaken. Now, at the current moment, the temperature inside my garage is 60 degrees. There is very low humidity. So I'm expecting maybe a little bit longer of a flash time than versus, a high heat, high humidity environment. So to prime your pad, you want to do about 10 to 12 drops on your applicator. So what I recommend and what I've seen is you take the bottle, flip it over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to put the cap on every time it's not being used. So let's get into it. Now, since the pad is oversaturated right now, we are going to start off coating this section, and we're going to wait and see what the flash time looks like. And also, being on a blue car, let's see if we can notice the oil slick on water look kind of dissipate. So let's get going. I'm going to start in the middle. With the foam applicator, the squeaking is completely normal. So we're going to go here. We're going to work our way down. And when applying, you can do whatever shape fits your fancy. Square, octagon, circles. I myself have just come to really like doing the circular motion that Ivan LaCroix recommends. All right, I'm going to call that good. Let's drop the applicator and watch. Caesar. There we go. All right. Now, considering the environment, it's probably going to take a little bit longer on the flash time. Let's see if we can notice the coating. Yeah, so at the moment I am unable to see it. So in a situation like this, you want to go off of feel. So it's probably been going about a minute or so. When you're leveling the 8-year, it should be slick. If you feel any like drag, that means that it has not flashed long enough. You'll need to leave it on the surface. So let's start up here. All right, that's a little bit draggy. We're gonna let it sit a little bit longer. Like I said, I'm expecting a little bit longer flash time, and I'm just gonna stick to this section for now so I can get a feel, and that'll let you know, hey, you gotta take smaller sections, or in a case like this, I'm betting I could do the rest of the hood, and then once we're finished with that, we'll switch over to a time lapse and see what happens. All right, let's see. Okay. It's feeling slick. Now I like doing circular motions to buff or level the coating, but you can do whatever you feel like. Doesn't matter. The coating should be smooth and slick, and this should be an easy process. Also, your leveling towel should not get soaked, and you're looking to just guide the the leveling towel across the surface. Should we get down here? And now you're going to go over it with your higher plush towel, old Fluffy here. And you're just going to make sure you take your time and hit all the areas and make sure there's no high spots. All right, let's see. Do I see any high spots? I am not. Now I know there's probably a recommended light color or temperature to more easily see if you do have a high spot. Maybe Ivan or Nick from DIY can leave something in the comments and let me know if there is something along that lines that'll make it easier. So we've already primed the pad. We're gonna add 2 more drops. Yeah, a little awkward on my left hand, so I do apologize. Now, when your applicator feels like it's starting to drag, add another drop or 2. And I'm actually going to switch hands because this is really awkward and I'm right-handed. There we go. All right, so another 2. And we'll start up here. And you remember to overlap onto the next panel. So we're going to work down, grab in that area, and then just work back and forth. No pressure. Now, in the light, I can see the coating going onto the surface. Let me see. But it looks like it dissipates pretty quickly to where you can't see it in my situation and this particular color. So I'm just going to re-go over it real quick. All right. It's like a little buildup of coating right there. So we're going to go through and level it out. Now we're going to wait a couple minutes. And then one area that was a learning experience for me, the first time I did the 8-3, let's apply that right there. There we go. Was on the side panels. It was getting a little bit grippy and having drag. Let me see. I think I see. So one technique I learned and figured out, if you hold the applicator like this for your side panels, it can help you maintain control. So just for if anyone else had that problem, that's a little tip that I used. So when I'm finished leveling the rest of the hood, I'm going to make a mental note of the time. And at that point as well, I'll do one fender. We're going to set a timer for 2 hours so we can come back and apply the 3-year. I'm betting it is not ready yet. Let's see. Let's go up here. Yeah, it's a little bit grabby, so I'm going to let it sit and flash a little bit longer. And then, of course, remember, you want to expand the box that you coated. That way you're not pushing any coating onto an adjacent panel and then you're missing it, and then you got to deal with a high spot. So just expand your box from where you applied, and that'll help reduce the chances of high spots. Now, since I am doing this solo, what I'll probably end up doing is on the bigger panels, so like the roof, hood, roughly split it up 50-50. And then smaller panels like the fender up front, right there, I'll do one whole fender. I'm gonna let it flash the full time, and then I'll move on to the next section. And then also, once I'm finished with the front of the vehicle, I'm gonna work top to bottom just to reduce how much I have to lean over the vehicle. And that just happened. All right, well, tripod just broke, so great day. All right, so sorry for the awkwardness, I'm doing what I can. Now, this is nice and buttery smooth. Once again, I do apologize about the awkward angle, but literally accidentally ran into my tripod and broke it. Well, not the tripod, but the mount that the phone sits on. Let's see. Nice and smooth. Get over here. Get down here. Reach up. grab that. So I was gonna do a time lapse. Now I guess I will just do a post video. So I do apologize about that, but shit happens. So we're gonna end the video and we'll be back when the vehicle is complete. So that's it for now. All right, everyone, all finished with the 8-year coated paint, wheels, and all the door jambs. It is almost time to do the 3-year portion. And since my tripod broke and right now the glue is setting, I will not video the glass coating or the 3-year or the trim. So that is unfortunate, but you know, it happens. So we will check back in when everything is all complete. And that's it. So I'll see you here in a bit once I'm finished. All right, welcome back. We are now at the 3-year portion of the 8-3 stack. So our 3-year coating here is a graphene coating. So what you want to do is really make sure that it is shaken up well. That way you're mixing the graphene in with the rest of the coating. So I believe this should be good. Now, I've already done another coating with this. So you will see the staining from the graphene coating. Don't worry, that is completely normal. And there's nothing wrong with this applicator. So, like always, we're gonna do about 12 drops to prime. Now, we'll do 11 because I kind of had a little bit of a glug experience. So we're gonna start in the middle of the hood, and then I'll do both sides. After that, we'll switch over to a time lapse of the driver's side of the vehicle and the roof. So what Ivan has said, when applying the 3-year portion of the 8-3 stack, it does not take as long to flash. So it's a shorter flash time. So keep that in mind. So let's get started. Smack dab middle of the hood. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna box out this whole middle section right here and then just work it in. And once again, I like circular motions. I have found it to be easier for me. Now, for the flash cues I'm gonna be looking for, all I'm gonna be looking for is that it is a smooth leveling experience. I don't want any grabbiness of the towel. If it's grabby or it feels like you're moving liquid, it has not cured long enough. Now, with that little glug experience, I actually have enough. Let's see if we can pick up a little more coating over here, transfer it to this side. I was able to get half the hood all finished and coated. All right, we got half done. Just go down here real quick. Now we're gonna wait a little bit and see how long it takes for it to be a smooth wipe off. Now, I can see the coating on the surface. And another trick to find out if it has flashed long enough, to put your towel down, does it leave an imprint of the towel? I'm not seeing any, so let's see. Okay. Buttery smooth. Like, holy cow. This is a very slick combination. Just go through. And another thing you could do as well, since it does flash quicker than just going on the paint by itself, honestly, you'd probably be okay doing, you know, maybe a whole smaller panel, you know, so a whole fender. And then after that, you could probably almost immediately wipe it off. Yeah, this is extremely slick. Let's get up here. Make sure there's no coating on the edge of the panel. And as always, you want to level a larger area than what you coated. So, since the applicator is very well primed, we're going to do 2 drops for this section. So, box it in, go up here, and start applying. Now, applying this on top of the 8-year is extremely slick. So let's go here, coat this area again, make sure it's coated. Don't want to forget anything. There we go. All right, let's check it with the leveling towel. Let's see if it's flashed long enough already, because if that's the case, definitely work one smaller panel at a time, or, you know, maybe a quarter of the roof or whatnot. Yeah, this is already ready to level. So this is going to be a quicker portion of the coating, which is good because that's going to save you time and you can go do other stuff. You already know, move on to the next job if you're a professional. Yeah, that's buttery smooth. Wow. Now, obviously, as the coating cures more and more, it's going to get slicker and slicker and slicker. So I'm definitely excited to see how it is next week, or whenever I'm able to get around and doing the first post coating wash. So that'll be it for this section. I'm going to go through, do the rest of the vehicle. So the rest of the painted surfaces, wheels, and the door jambs. When I'm completely finished, we'll come back and do a quick inspection. All right, had a call to take care of. So I already got the fender, this front section of the roof, and this little black trim piece here, or I don't know what you call it, but that piece, you know, the one thing next to the other thing. All right, got that boxed in. Now what I'm going to do, let's see, can I get the mirror? Here we go. Let's get the mirror. Look around. Get that little trim piece. There we go. All right, now while that cures or flashes, we'll go through and level this section of the roof. Get the little antenna. Man, I cannot get over how buttery smooth and slick the leveling experience is when you're applying the 3-year part of the stack. It is wild. Yeah, and I just remembered I should be switching over to a time lapse right now, so let me finish the mirror and get switched over. Level this, get rid of that. There we go. All right, cool. Yeah. Time lapse time. Let's rock. All right, just finished the 3-year portion of the 8-3 stack. Now, the leveling experience of the 3-year on top of the 8-year is phenomenal. You know, I can't get over how buttery smooth the leveling experience is. The flash time was quicker than putting on the 8-year, but then again, it's also morphing into the 8 and chemically combining to make kind of a new coating. So that's going to be the end of this video. If you like the kind of content that I'm posting, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and if there's somebody you know that could get good use out of this video, please share it to them and hopefully it helps. That is going to be a wrap, and have a great day, everyone. Bye.